Hey there, and welcome. So, if you've ever run a project, you know that feeling, right? That little knot in your stomach that whispers, hey, is my budget really okay? I mean, you're tracking your expenses, everything seems fine on the surface, but you just have this nagging feeling that something's a little bit off. Well, today, we're going to dive into a system that's designed to turn that feeling into cold, hard fact. Yeah, that sound. Warning, budget deviation detected. That is the absolute last thing any project manager wants to hear. Why? Because it means the problem's already here, the damage is already done. But what if you could hear the whispers long before those alarm bells start screaming? The funny thing is, the biggest budget disasters, they almost never happen all at once in some big, catastrophic event. Nah, they creep in. It's more like a slow leak than a sudden flood. And this is what we call the silent overspend. And here's the real problem. Without a solid system in place, we humans, well, we have a tendency to overspend quietly, almost invisibly. A little extra cost here, a small delay there. It doesn't feel like a big deal in the moment, but boy, does it add up. It's just kind of what we do, but man, it can absolutely kill a project. And this visual, it just shows it perfectly. Take a look at the planned cost versus the actual cost. That little gap, it might seem like nothing on any given day, but you string those days together, weeks, months, and suddenly you've got this huge canyon that can totally swallow your project whole. Okay, so how do you even begin to fight a threat that's practically invisible? Well, you need an early warning system. And that, my friends, is exactly what earned value analysis, or EVA for short, is all about. Now, I know earned value analysis sounds super technical, maybe a little scary, but don't let the name fool you. At its core, it's just a really simple but super powerful way of doing things. It's basically a method to consistently compare what you planned to accomplish with what you actually accomplished for the money you've spent. It's about the value you're getting, not just the cost. And this right here, this just lays it all out. On one side, you've got the gut feeling approach. I think we're on track. It's just hope, right? It's a guess. But on the other side, with earned value, you get cold, hard facts. Data shows a 7% cost overrun. No guessing games. Now you can actually do something about it before that 7% balloons into 20%. All right, so you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but it must be super complicated to set up, right? You'd think you need fancy software or some kind of finance degree. But nope. The truth is, it really just comes down to one simple core habit. And here it is. The whole thing really breaks down into just 4 simple steps. First, you got to define your plan, obviously. Second, you track what's actually happening, your progress, your costs. Third, and listen up, because this is the secret sauce. You compare the two every single day. And that lets you do step 4, spot any deviations right away. I really want to zero in on this for a second. Compare planned versus actual daily. This isn't just a suggestion, it is the most important piece of the whole puzzle. Why daily? Because doing it every day turns that quiet, slow leak into a bright, flashing light on your dashboard. It gives problems zero time to hide or get bigger. It is the very heartbeat of a healthy project. And that brings us to the real magic of this whole thing, the ultimate payoff. This isn't just about crunching numbers for fun. It's about giving yourself the superpower of early detection. It's about seeing where your project is headed and being able to change course before it's too late. So when you really get down to it, this is what you get. You start spotting problems when they're tiny and easy to deal with. You stop making decisions based on a hunch and start using real data. You finally put a stop to that silent overspending and, bottom line, you protect the health and, of course, the profitability of your project. Look, in the end, it all comes back to this one really powerful idea. The goal here isn't about being perfect or never making a mistake. It's about being smart enough to catch the trouble, that little budget variance, that minor schedule slip, before it has a chance to grow into a full-blown crisis. So I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on, something to think about for your own projects. Are you really listening for those quiet whispers from your budget? Or are you just sitting back, waiting for that loud, scary alarm to tell you it's already too late? The choice and all the power that comes with it is in that simple daily check. Thanks for tuning in.